you guys have watched the channel for any length of time, you might have seen that I have a 2020 Chevy Trailboss. Huge fan of the vehicle. Love the truck. It is great. Love everything about it except the little weenie tires. They put 32-inch tires on a truck they call a Trailboss. That is just insulting. But today we're gonna fix that, folks. We're gonna put a 6-inch BDS coil-over suspension kit and 37-inch tires on the Trailboss. This is all part of the, well, hold on, there we go. Also, how does this look? I'm trying to film this video. I got this new DJI Pocket 3. Way to hopefully be able to get some more run and gun type stuff a little quicker and easier for you guys. So how's this look? It's got like auto tracking. It's pretty cool, right? Check this out. Pretty cool, right? But anyway, this build of the truck, or this addition to the truck, is part of the series. We talked about it in the last video. It started off as a truck EDC build, and then my buddy Taylor from Best Damn EDC challenged me to a Overland build. So this is all part of starting off this Overland build, making the truck more capable off-road. And also just to fix the fact that the tires look a little weenie. My counterpart, my competitor in this build off, Taylor, has expressed his disapproval of my decision to go with a 6-inch lift on the Trailboss.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
He thinks it's gonna be too big. But I mean, when has bigger ever been worse? I mean, rarely. Taylor's also of the opinion that you should put sugar in your grits though, and let's be honest, you can't trust anybody who puts sugar in their grits. Get out of here with that shit, Taylor. Come on. No proper Southerner sugars their grits. It's just wrong, man. So that's what we're doing today. I have an appointment at 10 o'clock at a local shop that specializes in custom suspensions and all that kind of cool stuff called Twisted Pro All-Terrain. They're right down the road from me. So we're gonna head over there. We're gonna let them do their magic and finally get some proper shoes on this truck. But before we get off and go down to the shop, I feel like we need to get a before of everything so you guys can see what we're dealing with. All right, so here we go. Here's the truck as it sits. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the truck. It's a nice truck, but it does look a tad bit like it skipped leg day. It's a full-size pickup, and they have the nerve to call it a Trailboss and then put 32-inch tires on it. I mean, that's just insulting. Come on, get out of here with that. Get out of here, Gary. But before we roll out, let's take just a quick second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Beam, and their fantastic product, Dream. Sleep is a super important part of performing optimally, staying healthy, and generally just not being a grumpy bitch. Unfortunately, as I've gotten older, my relationship status with sleep has changed to it's complicated. My mind turns on at night. I like to edit at night. I like to shoot videos at night, which in turn makes it hard to keep a normal sleep schedule. As I've gotten older, I've also found some nights my brain just doesn't want to shut off. So I lay there in bed thinking about my schedule for the next week, if I lock the front door, all kinds of random shit, instead of sawing logs. Well, that's where Dream comes in super clutch. Dream is a sleep promoting drink blend clinically proven to improve sleep. Allison and I have been using this stuff for probably over a year now, and I can tell you, when I take this stuff, I fall right asleep, and I sleep like a damn rock. Last night, Allison was watching TV and she's like, man, I'm just not tired at all, but I need to go to bed because I got to get up early and stuff. She took some Dream.
Amazing. I was tired about 20 minutes, slept like a baby.
Usually about 20 or 30 minutes after I drink it, sawing logs hard. Just as important to me, the next day when I wake up, I don't feel any sluggishness or groggy or anything like that. I just feel well rested and ready to get after it. They use super high quality, all natural ingredients like melatonin, L-theanine, magnesium, reishi. They also offer CBD or CBD-free versions, depending on if that's your jam or not. All designed to work naturally with your body to help you relax, fall asleep faster, Stay asleep all night and wake up feeling like a legend. They have mint chocolate chip, brownie batter, chocolate raspberry. You can mix them with water or with milk, but let me tell you a little something. This chocolate peanut butter right here in some warm milk, you mix it up, it's like a really good hot chocolate. So not only is it a nice little thing before you go to bed, but it's like a treat. It's like a little dessert before you go to bed. It's fantastic. I just really dig that Dream has high quality ingredients that leave me with no drowsiness the next day. And in a clinical study, 93% of participants reported a better night's sleep and waking up feeling refreshed. So click the link down below or scan the QR code that I'll pop up on the screen and use code SIRES to get up to 35% off. Thanks again to the good folks at Beam for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel.
What it do, brother?
What's up? We are here at, wait for it. Oh, wait, go up, this fucking gimbal. Twisted Pro. Our man Charlie over here is gonna be the one doing all this stuff for us. He's taking the old Trailboss apart. So we're going from this,
yeah, 275, 65, 18 to a full-on 37, 12, 5.
to a full-on 37. Now see, that tire right there is a much better situation. Yeah, dude. That's gonna be way, way better.
It's gonna look awesome.
Gonna be dope. Gonna be great. So it's a 4-inch BDS specifically for the Trailboss, which ends up making it 6 inches over a standard Silverado. But we are doing the full coil-over kit, which Sean here talked me into because he said I would just be much happier with it over the normal kit. We're gonna be trying to clear those 37s we showed you guys. Might be a little cutting involved, but we're gonna get her done. I have full faith in my man Charlie over here. Has his work cut out for him. All the parts are here. He's got disassembly going. See if we can put some 37s under this thing and make it go from looking like it skipped leg day to maybe it's done a deadlift or two in its life. So we got these BDS kit. I'm actually pretty impressed with Fox rear shocks that are going with it. I'm super impressed with the quality of the powder coat and the thickness of everything. The thickness of all this stuff is wild. This is all like, I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell, but that is some diesel ass shit right there. And that's heavy duty stuff. Then over here, we've got our coilovers. Was that adjustable gas reservoir or?
So yeah, this is the reservoir for the oil and nitrogen that sits inside of the coilover. And what you can do is you can adjust the dampening and the rebound and the compression with these two knobs here.
Nice.
Basically means it can control the floating piston that sits inside of here and allows X amount of oil and nitrogen to pass through.
It should actually increase the performance of my car as far as ride. My big thing with this I was worried about is it's only got like 15,000 miles on it. And I was like, man, I don't want to make it ride like shit. This thing's gonna ride like a Cadillac and handle great off-road too. So I'm pretty stoked about it. We're going from this, which, I mean, look at that. Your typical strut shock. I mean, there's nothing impressive about that. Just a quick comparison. This is what we're taking out compared to this is what we're putting in. I mean, come on, even if you don't know anything about cars, you can tell this is much cooler looking than this. Adjustability, no adjustability, really well made, kinda well made, looks dope as fuck, looks mid as fuck.
Don't touch me. Yo, they wouldn't let me. Man's gal wanna come undress me. Swing with a right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me. They wouldn't let me. Man's gal wanna come undress me. Swing with a right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me. Nah, you don't impress me, so don't test me. Nah, so don't test me. Nah, don't test me. You don't impress me, so don't test me. Nah, so don't test me. Nah, don't test me.
We have got the coilover conversion, the Fox coilover with the adjustable reservoirs. And we did the BDS 4-inch, and then we did zone upper control arms. So that is all we did on the front. The stuff in here is very thick. All the metal on this kit is like diesel. I don't know how well you can see that, but I mean, it's just a hell of a kit, dude. I mean, this is all like probably 1/4 inch thick, I would assume. They did a really good job on this kit of giving you good protection up here. So you got your plate, and then you've got more plates over here to protect your diff. Everything, big, solid metal plates under here that protect everything. Just really solid stuff.
Put it to the test. For the rest, there ain't no contest. So what's next? Got me leveling up, I'm obsessed. I bring the fire like I'm possessed. My personnel and my clique is the best. There ain't no contest.
We are now working on the back. I say we. I'm just standing around annoying Charlie. We're almost there. We're so close. All right, so what we did back here, and this went way faster. Blocks right here, spacers, bigger spacers, and then new Fox shocks over the Ranchos that were in here. And then obviously there's some, with this kit, there's some spacers and stuff that come to allow you to not tear all your wires out when your suspension flexes, because that would be a bad day. But yeah, man, we are, oh, spacers on the stops also. Looking good, man. We are just moments. There is an anticipation that we are probably gonna have to do a little bit of trimming on some stuff. Obviously, with the Trailbosses, the way the wheel wells are shaped, you'd have to jack this thing up to fucking 10-inch lift to fit 37s with no trimming. So we're probably gonna have to do some trimming, but we're gonna find that out here in just a...
Oh, my apologies.
No, that wasn't me farting, that was the wrench. We gotta balance some tires, and then we're gonna be rocking and rolling, baby. Rocking and rolling.
Play me money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best, We the best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best. We the best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best. We the best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best.
Putting them on. The backs. We don't anticipate any problem. Usually the backs aren't the issue because there's no turn. The turn is usually what fucks everything up. It's gonna come down a lot, obviously, when we put the truck on the ground. There is one of them on there though. Faulken Wildpeak 37 1250 18s. And these are the Wildpeak RT 01s. Good looking tire. All right, we did have to put it, what was it, Chris, 1.5 inches? 1 1/4. We had to put 1 1/4 spacers on the front because our tie rod was rubbing on the inside. Mainly because these stock tires are a positive, what was the offset on these again? 28. Positive 28? Like a positive 28 offset, so it was sucking the tire in, so we had to put the spacer on. But what we're about to see is when we put some weight on this guy, if we're gonna have to start cutting this truck like a Spanish woman when her boyfriend cheats on her, or if we're gonna be rub free. But I will say, it looked good. Question is, are we gonna get any rubbing on the turn? Got a good amount right there. Good amount right there. Got plenty in the back. Plenty right there. I don't know. We about to find out. My man is putting some straight matrix shit on here. I don't know what kind of alien technology we've got going on here.
This is laser alignment.
Lasers. It's always better when you use lasers.
Lasers and infrared to bounce off of the reflectors. Like you'll see in here. This is the IR and lasers. All of these plate heads are reflectors that bounce the laser from the back module forward, and that gives it kind of a square to work with to judge the caster and the camber up front and everything back here.
The most important thing I heard out of all that was lasers!
With frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
Fucking lasers! Ooh, doggy, I am super pumped with the way this thing turned out, man. I think it's about perfect for what I wanted. As always, I will link everything we used in this build down below. So if you guys are interested in doing something similar, you can find everything. But like I mentioned, what we did is a 4-inch BDS coilover conversion lift specifically for the Trailboss, which gives you a total of 6 inches over a standard 1500. So if you do have a standard Silverado 1500, you would want to get the BDS 6-inch kit to get the same height out of it. And that allowed me to stick those beautiful Faulken 37 1250s on this bad boy, which I think is the perfect size. I'm super happy with it. Now I know my buddy Taylor has been talking all kinds of shit. He says 37 6-inch lifts is too much, called it a mall crawler and all this stuff, but I couldn't disagree more. I think with a full-size truck, you really need like 35s or really preferably 37s to make everything look right. And with a mid-size truck, like 33s, maybe even 35s. But you know, that's just my opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one and they usually stink. But for me, this thing is just about perfect. The way it sits now, it sits about an inch higher in the front, which I'm not super crazy about, but the guys at Twisted Pro did that on purpose because they rebuilt and did the coilover on the front. After this thing drives around about 1,000 miles, I'm actually gonna lose about an inch in the front after everything settles in. So it's up a little higher to account for that droop. I'm also putting a metal bumper on the front and a winch, so that's gonna add some weight to the front end. And then we're gonna be putting a bed rack and tent and stuff in the rear. Luckily, those shocks on the front are super adjustable. So once we get everything in and it gets broke in, get everything on it, we can make sure she sits perfectly level. That's the last thing you want, is like a Palatka lean. At least that's what we call it here. Taylor says up there they call it the Carolina squat. Down here we call it the Palatka lean. It's basically that useless shit where guys put their trucks all jacked up in the front and down in the back, which is you completely lose use of your truck bed because you basically have a dump truck that just drops everything out of the back of it and you can't see shit. Probably the dumbest fad I've ever seen with trucks. Nevertheless, we don't want to have that kind of look going on. So once everything settles, we're gonna make sure she sits dead level.
Well, that's just not going to do. Sitting here editing, and I realized we didn't show you what we had to cut or trim. Let's rectify that real quick. All right, truck's a little dirty. As you can see, we went out and did some trail riding the other day. But that's what a truck's supposed to look like. Anyway, all we had to do was this mud flap here used to extend over to like there. We had to trim that back because at full turn, it rubbed right about here. So we had to trim, didn't even have to completely remove the mud flap, just had to trim it. From the outside, you really can't even tell until you look in here and you can see that it's been trimmed back just a little bit. We trimmed back the liners. The liners used to come down lower here. We had to trim those up just a little bit. And then around front, we had to do the same thing. But as you can see, even I've seen some people really have to trim this front bumper a lot. Even this plastic part below, we didn't have to touch any of that. And I've got zero rubbing up front. So no rubbing up there, just some minor trimming of the liner there, and then some more liner trimming and fender. In the back, nothing else. All right, well, now you can return to your regularly scheduled programming. Huge thank you to the guys at Twisted Pro for helping me out with all this stuff. Sean, the owner, was really great. Chris, the suspension tech, really helped out with picking all the components to make sure it was exactly what I needed and what I wanted. And then, of course, my boy Charlie for putting up with me over his shoulder all day as he was doing this. I really appreciate all those guys. It's a great shop. If you guys are in the North Florida, Georgia area and you want to do some work on your vehicle, definitely check those guys out. They are tip top. All right, but before this thing ends up being a damn 30-minute long video, let's draw the winner for last week's giveaway. Last week we were giving away a bandana, and the winner is Scott Stevenson. Scott, congratulations, you have a bandana coming your way. Appreciate you following, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Scott says, brass Zippo, classic, stylish, sometimes the old ways are best. I agree. I agree completely. Zippos are awesome. But Scott, make sure you go to the About tab on our YouTube page, look for our email address in there, and then send us an email so we can get your address info so we can send out your winnings. All right, so this week, what are we gonna do this week? You know what? We actually just dropped the Man Card V3 2024 edition. They might be sold out by the time
Those usually go pretty quick. They could be sold out by the time this video drops, maybe. We'll see. I'll make sure I pull one aside. If you guys wanted one, you see this video, definitely go grab one because those usually go pretty quick. But we'll give away one of the man cards in this week's giveaway. Rules are, as always, you have to be a subscriber to both channels, this channel and our second channel, Jeremy Shires After Hours, where we do live streams and other content over there. For this week's video, let's do the hashtags, hashtag mancardv3, hashtag Taylor is dead wrong. I'm telling you, Taylor, you're wrong. That truck looks awesome. You're crazy. All right, folks, well, that wraps this one up. And like I said, this was kind of the first of the building out the truck Overland series that we're going to be doing. Lots more of this stuff to come. I have a bad tendency to start a series and then go long periods without posting about it. There's so much to do on this particular build. I'm going to really try like once a month to post a video about the overlanding stuff, the overlanding build and how it's going. Maybe even more if I get in some gear for the build, and I think it'd make a cool review. I know I've got some Blue Eddy stuff coming. We're going to do some reviews on. I just got a lava box that's actually in the back of my truck. We're going to test it out while we're out here today. Lots of cool gear and camping, overlanding type stuff coming this year. All right, folks, well, that wraps this one up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to smash that like button. That always helps us out. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you on board. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week, and we'll see you in the next video. Come on, Ro. Let's go. Let's go, Ro. Come on.